Sponsorem programu jest PKN Orlen.
Good day to you. My name is Maria Kądzielska and we are watching Pelon Daily Culture, and today we take you to the world of musicals because with me in the studio is Daniel Wyszogrodzki, a translator of musicals, in this case also the author of lyrics of the new musical Copernicus. We've been talking about this musical in the previous episodes, about the plot and the authors of the libretto and the music. So right now, let's talk a little bit more about the creative artist and most important of the director of this musical, because this person needs to put together so many different aspects.
Not only put together so many different aspects, but also our director, Jakub Szydłowski, he's got such an important creative input into the story, into the play. I consider him one of the authors. He's like our fourth author, really. He brings so much new ideas to the show, because actually what we give to the director is just paper. There's words on paper, there's notes on paper, and he has to. It's a completely different way of thinking. But Jakub, Kuba as we call him, he's got this tremendous experience as an actor of the musical theater. Well, actually, I met him 20 years ago when I translated Cats, and he was playing the Ram Tam Tiger. The rock and roller.
Yeah.
Yes, and he was great. So I've seen him for so many.
So he made a long journey.
A long journey. He was one of the theater directors at the Phantom of the Opera. He played Javert at the Les Miserables, and he started directing some time ago. We had our huge success, us together, doing Dr. Zhivago in Opera Podlaska. So actually, working on Copernicus for the opera in Krakow is not our first opera house, it's the second. And I love working with Kuba Szydłowski. And also he's got this great team of people surrounding him with his productions. There's a pair of choreographers, Kasia Zielonka and Jarek Szydłowski, the best in Poland, really. They have so much, they also bring so many brilliant ideas to this show, with the movements, with this. We have a lot of dancing in it. There's a lot of dancing in Copernicus musical. We have a set designer, Grzegorz Policiński, who's not only a set designer for the theater, for the stage, but also he's got this experience of working outdoors. And that was crucial to our first couple of preview shows in Frombork and in Wawel Castle in Krakow, because he managed to move this production to the outdoor stage. Also there's the set designer, and Anna Hadaj, he's the costumologist.
And here we have very rich costumes,
Yes.
because after all, those are historic ropes, which are different, especially that it's such a long time as well.
But the whole idea of let me interrupt you. The whole idea of making a contemporary costume in a historical play is not to make a replica exact replica of the Renaissance costume. So they all look like they come from Renaissance, but actually they're very, very contemporary.
Okay, so they are not.
So this is the whole point.
The whole point, not so that heavy,
Yes,
for example.
yes, exactly.
But they look like from the Renaissance, especially when you watch it.
Also, you have to remember that we show Copernicus all along his life, starting as a young student in Krakow, and then as an old man. So there's a lot of makeup going on, and different costume for Copernicus, different hairdo.
And it's the same person who's playing him.
It is the same person. We decided, we considered using two different actors for young and old Copernicus, but it wouldn't make much sense, as actually it is easier to make a young person look older than the other way around. So we have this young actor, our Copernicus now is Marcin Franz, who's such a talented artist. He graduated the drama school, he graduated the musical academy, and now he plays like half of the main roles in Polish musicals. From Miss Saigon, Next to Norma, and now he's our Copernicus. He's fantastic. We saw there was him on the pictures and behind us. So we have three different actors to play the role of Copernicus, but so far only Marcin Franz is performing it for us during our previews, and he's fantastic. Speaking of previews, there's a very rare opportunity for us, for the creative team, to work on the material after it was shown. See, it is a tradition in America that before you open the show on Broadway, you show it in different cities, like in Chicago or Boston. So you
Just to
can make
check.
amendments. Yes, you can make you can work on it.
Wonderful. So you're
Yes.
actually making it a little bit better than.
Well, actually, right after we showed it for two times in Fromberg, actually three with the dress rehearsal. Almost the next day, the day after, we got together working on the shortening in a bit. You know, we were cutting out some of the dialogues, shortening some of the songs,
So you
because it was more than 3 hours, and it was kind of a little bit too long.
Yeah, 3 hours is a lot, especially for the musicals, because
Yes.
they're supposed to be lighter than
Yeah,
opera.
yeah.
Well, anyway, what we left is for me again is to invite you, the viewers of Finland Daily, to watch the musical, but also to listen to the songs, and maybe through these songs, you and your children will get to know Copernicus much better. And again, thank you for watching our show.
Sponsorem programu był PKN Orlen.